Today, I'm going to help you prevent a lot of arguments and possibly save you friendships down the road. Hi there, Rachael-Jayne Groover here, and you're watching Awaken TV. This is the place where you get your weekly practice on presence, purpose, and practical spirituality. And this week, we're talking about shared agreements. Agreements allow you to be more present. Imagine this, you've got a phone call with somebody. You've only got 30 minutes for the phone call. And at the 30-minute mark, they now go off into something really deep or troubling, or you're like, oh my God, what do I do now? If you had set the agreement earlier and just said, I've only got 30 minutes, you give it context to the situation. And agreements do that. Whenever you can give a context to a situation early on in the relationship, it saves so much trouble down the long run. And agreements make the other person feel present. I don't know how many times I've heard one of my coaching clients say, how long have we got? Or what's the context here? They want to know what they're working within so they can be more present too. So let's take a look at the big things in your life and your world and your business for sure first. We have shared agreements, written agreements for practically everything. And if we don't, we're getting them. Why? Because it sets up the context, and then we can interact with our clients, our sponsors, our vendors in a really beautiful way, because we've always got that thing to come back, refer to, versus an argument to, knock it out. So do you have written agreements with all your clients? Do you have written agreements with your sponsors? We even have written agreements where we're going to speak and what we can offer. Like, look through all of your business and go, where don't I have a clear agreement that if there was an argument or, a debate about something, you can go back to something and go, here's what we agreed to. Doesn't mean you have to stick to that, always to that. I'm not going to talk about it, but you need something to allow you to be present and them to be present in the working relationship together. I really want you to get serious about this week. Make a checklist of all the things that you have written agreements for and all the things that you don't. And you're not going to get through all of them this week, but one of them, make a written agreement with somebody that will allow you to be more present. When I look back at all the relationships that have gone sour in business, it's been because there was not a clear agreement in the beginning, and it causes a lot of heartache, a lot of hurt, and just weirdness. So do that this week. And let's take a small thing. Imagine you are going to have a cup of tea with a friend this week, or you're going to see somebody. What would it be like if you took just 2 minutes in the beginning of that fun, light-hearted conversation to say, how long do we have? What do we want to talk about? What do we want this meeting to be about? Set some shared agreements in the beginning and notice how more present you both are to each other and to that conversation. What stops you from making agreements? What stops you? For me, it's this fear of confrontation sometimes, of I don't want to, have to confront getting all of that together and all of that. But there is going to be confrontation at some point. Make it early. I'm learning this myself. I make it early. It's going to save a lot in the long run. And the other reason why I sometimes put it off is because I feel like I don't want people to think I'm too structured or I'm too serious or it's just let's go with the flow and be spiritual and it's all going to work out. I'm scared of their judgment of that. But every time I take that leap and I just say, look, I'm going to spend those few minutes or an hour writing up something, gosh, there is such a gift in it. So this is my challenge for you this week. And now I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your commitment for this week. Is it a written agreement that you're going to write up because it's an important part for your business? Or are you going to play with a shared agreement, little 5 minutes when you meet somebody this week and set a context to be more present? All the interaction happens over at Rachael-Jayne.com. So head on over there now and leave your commitment or a question there. And if you like this video, subscribe to this channel and feel free to share this with other people who are also on a path of personal and spiritual development. And if you want even more awesome resources that will help you awaken your impact, inspire change, and create wealth, head on over to Rachael-Jayne.com and sign up at the top of the page for email updates. And remember, however you're feeling, you're in a struggle with somebody because you didn't have an agreement, you're feeling amazing, somewhere in the middle, it's all temporary. So be as present as you can today and enjoy each moment as much as you possibly can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on Awaken TV.